So the Mushroom Angel Company is a consumer packaged goods company. We produce whole foods from mushrooms, and we have a great product. Our first product is called the Cruz burger. And we describe it as an old school veggie burger with new school flavor. So it's truly a veggie burger. It cuts and bites like meat, but it tastes like veggies. So we're not meaning to mimic fake meat. It's a better veggie burger experience.
One of the first reactions, people like, is this really mushrooms? Like, I don't like mushrooms, or I didn't like mushrooms. And, are you sure there's no meat in this?
We moved to Detroit to really build our family. We're from the East Coast. As a lot of people know, the East Coast is very expensive. It's kind of saturated. So we thought, you know what, let's go to a place where we can kind of build a base. And so we moved to Detroit.
We were young, married, and we had a young child. She was 1 at the time, and now she's 9. When we first moved here, we had no relationship or connection to Michigan. Oftentimes people move because they have like a family member. We knew no one. We moved to Detroit with nothing, absolutely no one. At the onset of launching this business, we had just found out that we were expecting our 3rd child in the middle of a pandemic.
I Googled the whole process of trying to build a food business. I mean, neither one of us have a food background. So it just came down to research, learning distribution, learning how to scale a recipe from your home kitchen to, a factory, finding out that there was a lot of licensing involved.
You just don't know what you don't know. And so it became kind of like unlocking the door, which unlocked the next door, which unlocked the next door, in this really large, exciting ecosystem. And it all started with the Michigan State University's Product Center. That's where we took our product and we actually learned how to take samples into market and make it a sellable product legally. Getting our nutritional facts, getting our pricing, licensing, and then getting into Eastern market. We started selling first. Our first product, our first transaction came out of Eastern market, vending on a weekend.
And it was just really clear early on that they just weren't quite ready yet. They were still working through their process, understanding their recipe, and really kind of figuring out what's going to work and what's not going to work.
The Mushroom Angel first came to Fair Food Network in February of 2022, and they filled out our inquiry form, and they were in the early stages of developing their products. And so we worked with them for about 30 to 35 hours just in that early product development space. A few months went by, then I heard from Dom, and they were in need of some financing. They ended up securing some financing from us, a small microloan for their product development. They had just got access into a retail store, and they needed to fill a purchase order.
We can reflect on every single step where we have been impacted by NEI's business ecosystem, starting with Michigan State University's Product Center, where we then learned about Fair Food Network, getting technical assistance, to get consulting from JPG Resources, then going ahead and getting connected with Black Leaders of Detroit, which helped us get an initial lump sum for one of our first ever commercial equipment that we're still using today to scale into the entire Midwest through Meyer. When we got started launching the Mushroom Angel Company, it was like we had one question that was answered, but then it unlocked a series of other answers that we didn't even know we had questions to. And that's what allowed us to build the momentum that you see today, where we've been able to go from our home kitchen to across 7 different states in the Midwest. That's only because of Detroit's business ecosystem.
Mushroom Angel Company is really, it's the story of why Detroit is the place to be to start a business.
There's plenty of opportunity to get frustrated and give up, and what makes our entrepreneurs like Dom and WE just so impressive is that they haven't. That was 4 years ago.
We've been able to sit there with them through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship and their challenges, and be consistent, and sometimes have to go back to the drawing board and learn and grow.
They've really proven that Detroit is the place to be if you have an idea and you want to start your small business and you really want to scale your small business. They're incredible ambassadors because they are proof that our ecosystem works, and that if you have a business idea and you want to start or grow your business, Detroit is absolutely the place to be.